Hey guys, so today I wanted to just talk to you. I've actually had a few people ask me about how I plan my menus. And so I just wanted to share a few of the different ways that I've tried and things that have helped. So there's three tips that I'm going to be giving you. Two of them are different ways that you can plan your menus that will help you save time and money. And the third one is just different ways that you can do those two other ways. Okay, so my name is Danny Bale, for those of you that don't know me, and I'm a busy mom and a homemaker just like you. And I teach other busy moms the tips and tools that they need to create a green, healthy, chemical-free life and make their house a home. Okay, and we want our homes to run efficiently. We don't want to spend a lot of time doing things that have to be done. We want to spend more time with our family, right? And build those relationships and stuff like that. And yet we want to be healthy and strong and all those kind of things. So if you're wanting to learn those tips and tools, then you are in the right spot. So today we're going to be talking about three different things that are helpful when it comes to planning your menus for the month or week or whatever. There are three different ways that you can do it. You can either plan your menus weekly, you can plan them bi-weekly or monthly, totally up to you, or you can not plan at all. But if you want to save time and money, a little planning goes a long way. Okay, so it's best to do it either weekly or monthly menus. Okay, because when you plan your menus ahead of time, then you spend less time at the store because you don't have to go as often. You spend less money at the store because you buy exactly what you need. You also save time because when it comes to, because you're not making those extra trips to and back and forth from your house to the grocery store because you forgot something, because you have everything from your menu already planned. Okay, sorry, I'm talking 90 miles an hour. I'll try to slow down. Okay, so the first thing that we're going to be talking about today is the first way that you can plan your menus is with a calendar. So you can actually physically, and I did this for years. I planned for the entire month, and I would plan every single day of the month. Okay, every single day of the month there would be something on the calendar that I'd have a dinner, side dish, a dessert if we were going to have any, that kind of stuff. And I would plan every single day of the month, and that works great. And so that's the first way, is to do a calendar that actually, that will tell you, sorry, I've got my notes in front of me so I don't get sidetracked, that will tell you exactly what you're going to have that day. Because, I don't know, tell me if you can relate to this. You're sitting down, it's a busy night, you've got family going every which way that night, and yet you want to have family dinner, right? You want to sit down. This is the one time that you guys can all sit down and chat and enjoy one another. Family dinner time is vital to strengthening the family. So how are you going to do that? You have no idea what you're having for dinner. This will take care of that problem, and you won't have to run to the store in a mad dash to get everything you need because you've already planned it. Okay, goes back to that. A little bit of planning goes a long way in saving you a lot of time and money. So a calendar is a great way to do this, because you just look at the calendar, you know what you've got planned, and you just make that. You don't have to think about it. It's a no-brainer. Everybody else knows what's coming. That totally works. Okay, and it does save you a lot of time because you can plan your grocery lists. You can plan your trips to the store if you need to refresh some of your produce and things like that, or you need to run to the farmer's market or whatever. You can plan those all at one time, saving time and also saving money, because you don't have as many opportunities to go and buy something that you don't plan on buying. Does that make sense? Okay. So a calendar is a great way to go. So I did that for a lot of years, and I actually fed a family of 6 I had a friend that once said, "That's how much you spend in an entire month? We spend that in a week." And I thought, really? And we were having things like bacon for breakfast, at least once or twice a week. We were having, all kinds of stuff that a lot of people don't splurge on because we planned accordingly. Okay, so just keep that in mind. Now, the second way to do it, and I started doing this a little bit later on as life it was just as busy, but I got kind of tired of, I found that I didn't feel like having what I'd planned for that day. So I'd look somewhere else, cross it off, and I'd have to switch things around. And it was just really confusing. So I started doing a list. And what I did is I just made a list 1 through whatever number of the days of the month. I would list all of the dinners, all of the breakfasts, all of the lunches, whatever, that I had the food for, that I had purchased the food for, or that I wanted to purchase the food for. And that way I could just cross them off as I had them. I'd look at my list and say, that's what I want today. I'll cross that off, and I got everything out and made that. Made it super fast and easy. So it's a great way to plan your menus just with a list. And it actually takes up less space than a calendar, because you can plan your breakfast, lunch, dinner, snacks, desserts, everything on one sheet of paper, where on a calendar it has to be a pretty good size thing in order to see everything that you want to do. So that's just a pros and cons of the two different kinds. So a calendar or a list, those are the two different kinds. Now, the third tip that I'm going to be giving you is different ways that you can do those two things. Okay, I've done physical calendars. Some people like physical calendar, like a physical sheet of paper, a physical calendar, whatever, and that's totally fine, totally up to you. Or you can do digital. It's up to you. For a lot of years, I did the physical. I printed off the physical calendar. I'd go on and I'd write it all in, and print it off, write it in, and post it on my refrigerator so everybody could see. Then as my kids got older and I started getting more into digital and not wanting to print off as much paper and trying to think of ways that I could do it without wasting as much paper, I started doing everything digitally. And there's a few different ways that you can do that. Now, if you have a tablet or something like that, you can just use a PDF file, which is exactly like using your calendar or your list. And you just make a copy of the PDF and you write or type everything in, and then you have it there. And the way that I let my family know what we were having, because they actually liked knowing ahead of time, is I actually put it on a magnet board and just posted it and said, this is what we're having today. And everybody, oh, okay, cool, or don't tell your family, it doesn't even matter. It depends on what your family liked. My family liked knowing. So there's a few different ways that you can do a digital. A physical is pretty generic, it's obvious. You can either buy a calendar, or you can print off a calendar, or you can just write it on a list, a list on a piece of paper. Those are different ways that you can do a physical menu. Now, digital, there's a few different ways that you can do that. And like I said, you can use a PDF on a tablet and just type it in. There are lots of apps that you can use. The one that I'm currently using that I actually love, I can't even remember the name of it. I think it's called AnyList. That's bad. I should look it up and I will tell you. But it takes a little bit of time to actually, you can just write everything in. The AnyList, what it does is you can plan your menu, but you can also, it plans your grocery list at the same time, if you have your recipes in the app. So that takes more time to plan and to get it all into the app. And if you don't want to do that, that's fine. You don't have to do that. You can plan your own grocery list, but you still can plan your menu through the app, which is really nice. And then you can also I've used Trello before, where I have this month's menu. I have a whole list, and it doesn't have the recipes. It just has the name of the recipe in all of my chicken dinners, my pork dinners, my whatever, I divided it up, whatever made sense to me. And then I could just slide the card over to whatever I wanted to do for the month. It made it a lot easier. And then on the cards, I actually would put the page number of the recipe. So if it's from a specific book, in the description, I would put the name of the book in the recipe book. Sorry, the jets are flying overhead. The name of the recipe book in the page. Close the door. I love the jets going overhead, but they are a little loud when I'm trying to go live. So I would, in the description, I would put the name of the book and the recipe page so that I would know right where to go. And so I didn't have to actually type in the recipes. But the app works better if you actually have the recipes in there. And like I said, that takes a little more time. So there's a lot of options there, and that you can totally customize it to yourself. So I hope this was helpful. I'm actually going to, in my Green Healthy Chemical Free Life community, I'm actually going to be sharing my files for my digital monthly planner, my weekly planner, my list, and some info about the different apps and things like that I use, a template for my Trello, that kind of thing. So if that's something you're interested in getting, then let me know and I can shoot you the link and send you over there so that you can find it. I hope this was helpful. I know I've had a lot of people ask me how I've saved so much money and time on planning my menus, and these are the things that have helped me the most. Because like I said, I'll say it a million times, a little bit of planning goes a long way in making things way more efficient. You'll save a lot more time. You'll save a lot of money. Anyway, okay, I hope this was helpful, guys. If you have any questions, please let me know. Let me know in the comments what your thoughts are, what kind of a system you use right now. I would love to learn more systems and share those with other people because everybody's always wanting more systems and helpful ways to make running your home more efficient and greener and safer and all those kind of things. So it all goes hand in hand. So let me know if you have any thoughts and comment below and let me know your suggestions. All right, guys, have a great day. Bye.